What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday. Hope your day is off to as good a start as possible, all things considered. Just wanted to come on and connect and share with you some ideas and thoughts that I have about how to better manage fear and stress, even panic, in the midst of a challenging situation like we're in right now. And my goal is to spread love, not corona. And so while I'm physically distancing, I'm not socially disconnecting. And I think that's an important distinction during this time. We can use technology, we can use social media to stay in connection with each other. And so that's what I'm doing. And my message here is going to be a little bit of a longer message because I'm going to give you some very specific, practical, actionable items that you can utilize if you so choose to help yourself manage your fear and stress during this time period. Now, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a guru, I'm not sharing with you from that perspective. This is simply my experience through deliberate practice and deliberate learning over the course of my life here. Because as a younger man, I felt fear and stress. I still do, of course, but I wanted to learn how to better manage myself so that I could create the healthy responses that, in this case, I want everyone to, maintain a very strong immune system, to be able to fight off corona or other sicknesses or illnesses during this time, and likewise minimize the spread of the disease or the virus. And so that's my goal here. But generally, I also want us to keep our vibrational energy and frequencies high. If we're physically distancing, but we're quarantining in place, and we've got our family and our loved ones around us, we're going to grate on each other's nerves possibly. And I know the rest of you want to be the leaders you are and be able to impact the people around you in the most positive way possible during a stressful time. So hopefully this will help. And if you like my message, awesome. If not, you can turn me off and I'm okay with that too. All right, so I wrote down some notes here because I wanted to be real intentional about what I shared. And so here goes. So first, let's kind of talk about fear and stress and even panic and understand what's happening. So fear is our natural response to a threatening situation, okay? And what happens is the body, our sympathetic nervous system is triggered. That's our fight or flight response in the body. Our nervous system goes into a reactive state. Sympathetic nervous system kicks in, and our brain, the part of our brain called the amygdala, then triggers our hypothalamus. Hypothalamus triggers our adrenal glands, and suddenly we've got adrenaline and cortisol coursing through our bodies, okay? And when we need that, when we've got to fight or flee, that's very important. And the body is built in a beautiful way so that we get what we need. But then the fear goes away if we've appropriately fended it off. In this case, right, we've got this uncertainty. We don't know the extent of it. And so I know for some of us, and me included, that prolonged sympathetic nervous system overdrive can lead to a stress response, which is going to be increased inflammation in the body because it's just continuing, it's not shutting down. And that increased inflammation in the body is actually going to diminish our immune system's strength and ability to fight off sickness, illness, disease, virus. Okay. It's also going to make us highly reactive, highly triggered. And of course, we're not going to show up for the people around us in a very effective way. So I've got some, and then of course, panic, can come on. And panic is, we're out of control, helpless, and we've got irrational thoughts and behaviors, which, all of us want to stay as grounded and centered as possible during this very, very stressful time. And so here are some practical steps, and you may want to write some of this down if it's of benefit to you and put this into practice for you. So number one is just an awareness to understand that the fear response is a physical sensation in my body, and be able to separate that physical feeling from the actual emotion through an increased awareness in our minds. Okay, this is what's happening for me right now. I'm having this physical response, and identify the sensation and just call it what it is, okay? And then being able to acknowledge that sensation will then safeguard the progression into stress, which is a prolonged sympathetic overdrive, and then minimize the risk of panic, okay? So that's something to think about. Number two is certainly adequate rest is going to be very important during this time period. I know from me that rest that's brought on with use of alcohol or other substances or overeating or the wrong foods, for me, doesn't work. I'm not here to judge or tell anybody what to do. Do what you want to do. But I don't tend to feel very good after I do those things, and I want to feel good and, again, keep my immune system strong. So I'm really safeguarding that for myself. Healthy eating, hydration, for me is really, really important. I'm actually going to share in some follow-up videos about some of the things that I do to keep my body really in a good, healthy state. Meditation, for me has been so powerful over the years to keep myself calm. Meditation actually triggers brain waves and hormonal responses in the body that actually make us stronger, healthier, more calm, more connected. And that may be a benefit. And there's so much you can watch on YouTube or use Headspace or Calm are the apps that I've used in the past for guided meditation. There's so much available. And during this time, where we're basically slowing down, there could be an opportunity for you to develop a new practice or a new habit like meditation if it's something you've wanted to do. Yoga. Yoga is meditation and movement. That's how I choose to look at. But keeping my body physically active, my blood flowing properly, exercise. Right now, I'm not able to go to my gym, and so what I've done is I've modified my exercise routine where I'm running step. I've got multi-story home here, so I'm running my steps, push-ups, sit-ups. I'm using water bottles, for weight and resistance. You could probably still order some stuff on Amazon if you want resistance bands or anything like that, and they'll deliver it. So certainly exercise, rest, yoga, meditation, prayer for me, recognizing I'm not here to promote any certain religious element, but prayer for me, the recognition of divine order, this is what I choose to believe, has been so powerful for me through a time of stress. And again, this goes back for me over years and years of deliberate practice dealing with myself. Reading. I brought home a stack of books so that I can keep my mindset strong, so that I can continue to learn. There's a few books that I have on my bookshelf that I haven't read and some things that I want to learn so that I can reinforce my foundation so that when I come out of this stage, whatever that looks like, whenever that is, and in whatever form, I'm stronger because of it. That's my goal. That's my intention. And then, is really what I do every morning as part of my morning routine is my personal development program, which is my vision, my goals, my why, my habits, of who I want to be and become in my life. So visioning is really getting clear on what's the vision for my life. Right now we've got a lot of uncertainty, but maybe it's a time for transformation, pulling things apart so we can put them back together in the proper way. And because we've got some time to really be reflective, go into some deep reflection, maybe it's a good time for you, I know for me it is, to reinforce your vision. Identify with more clarity the specific goals you have in your life for the areas that are most important to you. Get clear on your why. Right now more than ever, maybe we're able to really get that much more clarity on our why. In times of stress and strain, the things that are most important tend to come right to the surface. So that's for me. This is my experience. And then, habits and behaviors that are going to ultimately serve me, and then an understanding and recognition of the habits and behaviors that don't, so I can better behave and perform in ways that are really consistent with and congruent with the kind of person that I ultimately want to be and who I really am. So identity, getting clear on your identity. So these are some ideas, these are some thoughts that may be of benefit to you. During this time, my intention is to share and connect and relate, and hopefully this was valuable for you. It is with much love and namaste. I'm wishing for everyone to have an easy process here as possible. And I want to just, spread love, not corona. Hope this was helpful for you. Have a great rest of the day. If you want to connect with me, you can direct message or share something in the feed, a message, whatever. And I'm going to keep sharing. I'm going to keep connecting. Much love. Happy Sunday.